emphasize the fact that this game is really fun to play as well as watch, and so we put a lot of attention into all the climax scenes so that really if you were to take a screenshot or if you were to see a screenshot in say a magazine, it'd still be taken back by it.
こういった形でここだけではなくってもっとさらにより一層シチュエーション盛りだくさんに入ってるんで、そのあたりはぜひ期待していただきたい部分ですね。
So not only this scene, but there's scenes like with this much intensity. There's a lot of them in the game. So I really want to stress that we packed this thing full of action and climax. So really like all the audience at home to really look forward to this.
Yeah, there's something so cool about fighting these enemies that are so much bigger than you. I feel like the scale is just such a ramp up from Bayonetta. Just seeing how much bigger these guys have gotten when they're loose in the world.
いや、ベヨネッタに比べてスケールがより大きくなってすごい。
そうですね。で、これですね、先ほど契約していたゴモラが暴走してベヨネッタを狙ったんですけど、そんなこと気にしないとばかりに次の魔獣を召喚するんですよね。
And so as we mentioned, Gamora is kind of ran loose and started attacking Bayonetta, but she's okay. She'll just summon another demon to finish him off.
こういった形でいろんな魔獣と契約してる、どんどんこのステージを進むにつれていろんな魔獣、たくさんな面白い魔獣とかもいるんですけど、そういうのが出てくるので、そのあたりも楽しみにしてもらえればなと思います。
And like you see here, another thing that we'd like the audience at home to look forward to is there's many different demons that she's had a contract with. So she'll be summoning different kinds of demons all over the place. So that's something to really look forward to as well.
で今ご覧いただいたみたいに抱きかかえるジャンヌのところで終わってるんですけど、いうような、後ろの方ももうあれ橋が崩れまくってるんですけど、その中でもストレスなくいかにインタラクティブに楽しむことができるかっていうのを追求してます。
So as you see here, you're fighting an angel on top of a train. If you look behind, the bridge is constantly collapsing. The train's getting beat up, and this is kind of an intense moment where you don't know, it's hard to keep up with what's going on. But even then, we try to make sure that you're able to really play. It doesn't sacrifice any of the playability and the control scheme that is just right.
And when you're playing and you're deep in the action, you might not realize this, but when you're just watching the game, looking in the background, there's such detail there as far as like this whole city skyline just rushing by as you're on top of a moving train fighting a giant angel.
いや、こんなクライマックスシーンでプレイしてる時は気づかないかもしれませんけど、本当背景もすごい美しい背景になっていて、すごいディテールがありますよね。
そうですね。これ例えばプレイしてる人だけじゃなくって、やはり一緒に見てる人が楽しめる内容のシチュエーションでどうするかっていうところに注目してもらえればなと思います。
Yeah, like you mentioned, I'd really like to encourage people who are just watching or aren't playing to really enjoy the detail that's been put into all of the background.
で、今回ですね、よりオンラインでみんなと楽しむための協力プレイっていうのが入ってるんですけど、それをちょっと今回はお見せすることができないんですが、雰囲気的にこういった感じだよっていう風な、これとベヨネッタと、親友のジャンヌが2人で敵を倒すっていうのも、大体協力プレイっていうのはこういった形のプレイを想像してもらえればなと思います。
So in Bayonetta 2, a new feature is the ability to play co-op online, and unfortunately we're not able to show that today at this Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3. However, we wanted to show this portion of the game because this is what it sort of looks like, where you're battling an enemy with two different characters on screen.
And it's great to see Jean back here as well. She's got a really cool redesign going on as well.
いや、ジャンが戻ってきてくれてすごい嬉しいですね。
そうなんですよ。僕ベヨネッタのショートヘアになったんですけど、ジャンヌのその髪の毛長いジャンヌが大好きなんですよね。
So Bayonetta, she obviously has a short hair look now, but I really like Jean's long hair look too.
I feel like this poor monster doesn't stand a chance. I feel bad for him a little bit.
モンスターが気の毒に
そうなんですよね。前までは一人であんだけなんですけど、今度2人であそこまで殴られたりとかすると、やはりああいった見た目になるのかなっていう感じはしますよね。
So being punished by two witches, I would imagine they would look like that, just kind of pummeled.
で、先ほども紹介したんですけど、クラスの高い時にはああいった形で魔獣を召喚してフィニッシュはあります。 大魔獣召喚ですね。
And like I mentioned, for tougher enemies, she'll summon stronger demons to finish them off, like this one here.
And on the subject of enemies, I'd love to chat a bit about the design scheme for the enemies, because you guys went in a really interesting direction here with the design, especially of the angels, compared to what we saw in Bayonetta.
前回の天使たちのデザインの違いにも違いがあったので、それについてもお話しいただけますか。
悪魔の方ですかね。
Are you talking about demons or angels?
Well, I was thinking I think it's the angels who have the more, like, not so much of the bird motif that they had before, but also the demons too. They're both really awesome.
実はね、天使の方は前作で僕デザインもし尽くしちゃってたんで、すごいこうもう今回大変だったんですよ。難産で。
You know, I really feel like I did my best and gave it everything I had in the last game, so it was very difficult to come up with new ideas for the angels.
でそこでこうどうしようかなと思ってて、馬の形の天使になりましたね、今回。
And so after that, after struggling a bit, we decided to go with horse-based angels instead of the bird last game.
もうちょっと説明を天使の方にしちゃいすぎたんで話を戻すんですけど、これ先ほど召喚した大魔獣のゴモラが暴走するんですね。この暴走するのは非常にこうストーリーが重要に関わってきます。
So to kind of go back with what's going on the screen, basically what's happened is Gomorrah, the demon that she summoned, is actually loose now and attacking her. And this concept of the demon becoming loose and attacking her plays an important role in the storyline of the game.
でやはりですね、ここ見てもらったら分かるんですけど、先ほど地上じゃなくって今空中のシチュエーションですよね。これはやはり今回2を作るにあたって 3D 空間をフル活用した、シチュエーションは何かっていうところに重点を置いた形で制作しました。
So as you can see here, compared to the earlier battle, she's actually flying around battling this demon. And so when we thought about how we can improve and evolve this game, we thought about how can we use the 3D world that's within Bayonetta to its fullest. And we came up with the idea of including aerial battles in this game.
ただですね、通常の時とまたこう操作が全然こう違うっていうことではなくて、地上から空中になってるんですけど、違和感なくこう操作してよりバトルを楽しめるっていう形にしてます。
But you know, just because it's an aerial battle doesn't mean that it sacrifices any of the maneuverability that Bayonetta has or the smooth action.
攻撃
So
を
it's
い
all
ろいろ
seamless.
避けていってもらってもいいですか、ちょっと。こういった形でゴモラ自身も、あそこにちょっと捕まってるんですけど、こうやってこうダイナミックなシチュエーション、今もこれ食べられかけてますけどね。
So you know, we try to make it as dynamism as possible.
魔人を召喚してこうそこで動きを止めて攻撃するっていう。
You know, she would summon the demon just to pry open the demon's mouth to pummel him again.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I mean, how much this looks like a cinematic, but you're actually moving around and playing in it. But it blends so well into like everything that's just going on around it. It's really intense
カッ
fight.
トシーンのような見た目なんですけど、やっぱ実際にこう操作してプレイしてるというのがすごいですね。
そうですね。だから映画の本当クライマックスシーンをよりインタラクティブに楽しめるかっていうところに重点を置いてます。
So we put a large focus on how we can create those cinematic climax scenes like you see in movies, and now we can make that playable and interactive.
でこのゴモラのモデルなんですけど、実はうちの会社でもこう指折りの大型のモデルを作らせたら凄腕のそのデザイナーですねに作ってもらってます。
So actually the designer who designed Gomorrah, the demon here, he's actually one of our company's best designers for big models like this.
Oh, it just looks so creepy.
いや、
So cool.
怖いですね。
怖いですね。ここ僕好きなシーンなんですよね。
And this is another scene I really, really enjoy and like.
全部好きなんですけどね。
I mean, I like all of them, but you know.
It's essentially you really do get a sense of Gomorrah's scale here.
いや、
It's
この
just
視点
so
があると
huge.
やっぱ本当にゴモラのスケールがわかりますよね。
そうですね。で、やはりこれがきっかけで、どういった形でストーリーがどうなるのかっていうところも、興味深い部分なんで、その辺も楽しみにしてもらえたらなっていうのと、これ空中になってるんですけど、空中でもアンブランクライマックスを使って攻撃することができるんですね。
And yeah, not only the scale, you know, what happens here within the Gomorrah fight scene plays, like I mentioned before, plays a really important role in the storyline. So that's something that I really like the audience at home to really look forward to. And like on the ground, she's able to use Umbran Climax even when she's flying.
これみんなゴモラ口だけになってると思うんですけど、こう頭が実はあそこなんですよね。
So you might not notice, but he has a big mouth, and his head is actually just that white portion on top.
はい。まあ気づいてる人は少ないと思うんですけど。
I don't think a lot of people really notice that.
Oh, those the little glowing eyes are super creepy.
光ってる目が怖いですね。
そうですね。じゃあバトルの方行ってみましょうか。
Alright, so let's move forward with the battle.
And I don't know if folks noticed what we were doing an earlier battle here was the poor angel was getting his butt kicked, and I don't know if folks had a chance to like see him too still, but his face was actually in his sword. And some of those little design details, like I love these guys all feel very unique, and you get a good sense of a very diverse world. Even like you may be a demon, you may be an angel, but even within that, there's such a stretch of the different kind of looks and some really creepy stuff in their designs.
先ほどの天使のバトルでもご覧になってる皆さん気づかなかったかもしれませんけど顔が剣についてたりとかいろんな天使と悪魔であっても魔獣であってもいろんなみんな一人ずつこの個性みたいなものがあってすごいいろんなバラエティーがある。
そうですね。やはりデザインの部分でもこう一度見たら忘れないっていうようなところには結構気を使ってデザインしてる部分ではあります。
So in terms of design, we really try to make sure that all of these monsters and enemy characters are ones that you look at it once and you won't forget again.
Yeah, you wouldn't forget that anytime soon.
いや忘れられないですね。
そうですね。まあデザインも込みなんですけど、このクライマックスのシチュエーションを例えば画面写真をパッて雑誌とかで見た時もわっすごいっていうようなで見ても面白いこうやっても面白いっていうところは非常に重点を置いてるところですし、さらに動いてるシチュエーションを見るとよりおってなるっていうようなところにはクライマックスっていうシチュエーションを作る上でものすごく気を使った部分ですね。
And like I mentioned before, we really try to emphasize the fact that this game is really fun to play as well as watch, and so we put a lot of attention into all the climax scenes so that really if you were to take a screenshot or if you were to see a screenshot in say a magazine, it'd still be taken back by it.
こういった形でここだけではなくってもっとさらにより一層シチュエーション盛りだくさんに入ってるんで、そのあたりはこうぜひ期待していただきたい部分ですね。
So not only this scene, but there's scenes like with this much intensity. There's a lot of them in the game. So I really want to stress that we packed this thing full of action and climax. So really like all the audience at home to really look forward to this.
Yeah, there's something so cool about fighting these enemies that are so much bigger than you. I feel like the scale is just such a ramp up from Bayonetta. Just seeing how much bigger these guys have gotten when they're loose in the world.
いやベヨネッタに比べてスケールがより大きくなってすごい。
そうですね。でこれですね、先ほどこう契約してたゴモラが暴走してベヨネッタを狙ったんですけど、そんなこと気にしないとばかりにこう次の魔獣を召喚するんですよね。
And so as we mentioned, Gomorrah is kind of ran loose and started attacking Bayonetta, but she's okay. She'll just summon another demon to finish him off.
こういった形でいろんな魔獣と契約してる、どんどんこのステージを進むにつれていろんな魔獣、たくさんな面白い魔獣とかもいるんですけど、そういうのが出てくるので、そのあたりもこう楽しみにしてもらえればなと思います。
And like you see here, another thing that we'd like the audience at home to look forward to is there's many different demons that she's had a contract with. So she'll be summoning different kinds of demons all over the place. So that's something to really look forward to as well.
で今ご覧いただいたみたいにこう抱きかかえるジャンヌのところで終わってるんですけど、先ほどこう暴走したゴモラに攻撃を受けたジャンヌがですね、魂になって魔界